Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, the #1 Vikings fan extraordinaire, Adam Boyer. Today we're back finally with another video. It's been like a week since my last upload. Been busy, but I've got a little more time over this weekend. So we're going to be doing a video today, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different than what we usually do, in that we're going to be ranking by conference all 32 NFL starting quarterbacks. Today we're starting off with the AFC. As always, before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you do enjoy, and don't forget to run over to Patreon and support me there if you can. It'd be very much appreciated. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So we start off with #1, and I think my top 3 might cause some controversy here. But #1, I think a lot of people want me to say Josh Allen, but I'm going to say Patrick Mahomes is #1. Yeah, Mahomes, I don't know what more you can say. I feel like the hype around him has kind of died down, but he just still does things every game consistently that no other quarterback in the NFL right now is capable of doing or really has ever done. You remember the Super Bowl performance, the no-look passes he's done. He's just been so incredible. That's really only way you can describe him on this Chiefs team. It'll be interesting to see how he performs this year without Tyreek Hill. But I do think between MVS and Juju Smith-Schuster and Sky Moore, they will replace the void, maybe even do better, just fine. I should say before I move on, I am ranking these quarterbacks based on how I think their talent level is and how good they are, not how good a season I think they'll have in the 2022 season. And you know what? As long as we're at #1, I'm actually going to change things up, and I am going to go to number 16 and start going down. I'm figuring, I think Patrick Mahomes, pretty much a no-brainer there, but now that we got #1 out of the way, let's start at 16 and work our way back down instead. Starting off with 16, we have Zach Wilson. I don't necessarily think Zach Wilson's a terrible quarterback. I don't think he's necessarily a bad quarterback, but based on what we saw of him last year, it didn't look good. I think it was 9 touchdowns to 11 picks. Probably should have written the stats down, but yeah, I just don't think there's a ton of talent there. But you know, I could be wrong. He could just grow. I put all the rookies here pretty low just because we don't know what to expect from them yet. But number 16, I have Zach Wilson. Number 15, and this is probably going to cause some controversy, I have Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence, another guy that really struggled. Now, granted, it's the Jets and Jaguars. What do you expect? But both these guys really did struggle. Honestly, I've thought Lawrence has been overhyped the entire time, even coming out of college in the draft. We'll see if I'm proven correct. It could be he's going to go out in 2022, have a fantastic season, put up 30 touchdowns to 5 picks, and become the next Aaron Rodgers. Who knows? But for now, I have him at number 15 in my spot. 14, we have Mitch Trubisky. Trubisky did some good things on a very flawed Bears team, but I don't think it would have been near as good even as he was without that stellar Bears defense. But maybe the play calling was holding him back. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see what the year behind Josh Allen in the with the Bills did. But for now, I have him at number 14 because I do believe he's the presumed Steelers starter right now. It could be we could see Mitch Trubisky. We could see Kenny Pickett. Heck, we might see Mason Rudolph at some point. But I have Mitch Trubisky at 14. Number 13, I think this is going to be a real surprise to some folks, and you may have been thinking about this guy, Davis Mills. I listened to some stats from Davis Mills. I couldn't believe how good he was last year, looking back on an awful Houston team who arguably had the least talent in the league. He had Brandon Cooks to throw to, no supportive rushing game, one good offensive lineman in Laramie Tunzel, and he should take some steps in year 2. He is their presumed starting quarterback, and yeah, with that, it's Charles Cross, I believe they drafted. Now I'm going to second guess myself. I know they drafted a tackle. I think it was Charles Cross, and of course Stingley should help out in the secondary as well. But Davis Mills, I have at number 13. Number 12, we have Mr. Tua Tagovailoa. Tua is a guy, he's still so unproven. Honestly, if you're talking to me, my opinion, I think he's going to throw for over 4,000 yards, upwards of 25, or at least upwards of 20 touchdowns, and probably below 10 picks this year. I think Tua is going to have a pretty good year with the Dolphins, but I do think the talent's there. We just maybe haven't seen it yet. So I do have Tua Tagovailoa at number 12. Number 11, we have Mr. Mac Jones of the New England Patriots. Jones played the best of the rookies. It was no question. last year, but there's also no question that he had the best supporting cast. However, I do think the talent is there, and I think he can take some real strides in year 2, and he's still got a pretty good offense surrounding him. Defense definitely took some steps back for New England, but I think Jones can have a good year 2. Not too much of a sophomore slump for him, probably. Number 10, we have Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill, obviously with the Dolphins, he never panned out to be the quarterback they quite wanted him to be. Came to Tennessee, lit it up for a couple of years, and now we kind of seen that decline. He could bounce back. Who knows? Maybe a second comeback player of the year award is in line for him. But for now, I have Tannehill at number 10. I don't think he'd be exactly what he is without Derrick Henry and well, I'm not going to say decent defense, but he had A.J. Brown. He had Julio Jones. Not that they used Jones but so much. But he has Derrick Henry, the best running back in the league probably, supporting him. So Tannehill's at number 10. Number 9, we have a man who I think is often underrated, and that is Derek Carr. Were there not to be so many good quarterbacks in the AFC, I would have Carr higher for sure. But unfortunately, he's going to have to go in the bottom half of the rankings. Yeah, I have him here. However, I think he's going to have a very good season, regardless, of how much talent I think he does or doesn't have. I think he's going to have a very good season with a stacked offense around him. Number 8, we have probably the hardest man to rank, and that would be Mr. Deshaun Watson. Deshaun, who knows? If this is 2-3 years ago, top 5 quarterback, maybe even top 3. Now, who knows? Probably gonna be suspended for at least 4 to 6 games, I'd imagine. At least, whether or not he should be, he'll likely be suspended for some time. But hopefully he gets good practice in training camp, and when he comes back, sure he'll be rusty, but hopefully he can at least get some pretty decent, pretty decent games in before the end of the year. And I imagine 2023 is going to be a big year for him. At least we'd hope. Number 7. We have Matt Ryan of the Atlanta Falcons. I was about to say Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan of the Indianapolis Colts. Yeah, so Ryan, you got to look at what he did. Yes, he's probably declining, but you got to look at what he's done on this Falcons team that had very, very little talent last year. Not a great supporting cast, terrible defense, bad offensive line. And Ryan's putting up over 4,000 yards, around 30 touchdowns, not a ton of picks each year. I think he's coming to the best offensive line he's ever had in Indianapolis, best running back he's ever had, and then, receivers leave something to be desired, but he's got Michael Pittman and probably the best defense he's ever had. I think Ryan could throw for over 5,000 yards. He's going to light it up. Lock it in, my prediction, Matt Ryan's going to light it up this year. Number 6, we have Mr. Joe Burrow. This probably makes some people mad. Hopefully not too many, but Burrow, it's only because he only has one full season under his belt. I know he looked awesome last year. Yes, I know he looked good the year before he got injured. But I need to see if he goes out and puts another year this year like he did last season. No question he'll be in my top 5 quarterbacks. But for now, he finds himself just outside of it at number 6. Number 5, we have Mr. Lamar Jackson. Would Jackson be what he is without his legs and his incredible speed? Absolutely not. But the speed and the way he can run contributes to his passing game, and he's not a bad quarterback. So, all that taken into account, Lamar Jackson is a top 5 quarterback right now in the AFC, I think, and he lands himself at number 5. Number 4, we have Justin Herbert. Herbert, yeah, I don't know what to say. There might not be a better pure pocket passer in the league. That's a nice little tongue twister. Pure pocket passer, pure pocket passer, pure pocket passer. Haha. Try saying that 3 times fast, maybe even 5 times. There might not be a better pure pocket passer in the league than Justin Herbert. I've just been so impressed by him. I think for some reason he kind of gets overlooked. But I mean, he's had to start his career. I just feel like he has been somewhat overlooked, but I mean, he's been incredible. And I think the Chargers are going to be upwards of 11 wins and maybe even win their division and definitely make the playoffs this year. I think Herbert's going to carry the team. Number 3, and yes, this is going to be controversial. I'm sorry. Bills Mafia especially, it's Josh Allen at number 3. Yeah, you run down in the comments if you want. You can hate on it. But I do think Josh Allen is going to land himself at number 3 here. I need to see one more year. I know Josh Allen's been getting better every year of his career. If he does that again in 2022, no question, possibly the best quarterback in the AFC. But right now I have him in the top 3 at number 3. I just need to see one more really good year out of him. He's going to have a stellar supporting cast. He should get even better. But for now, I have Josh Allen at number 3, and that leads us to number 2. We've already talked about number 1, Patrick Mahomes, but number 2, the new Denver Bronco, Russell Wilson. Wilson, he's just been so dang good throughout his entire career, even on a Seahawks team that has failed to build around him for some reason. They go, the year he leaves, they go and draft a high offensive lineman. Wait a second, now I'm realizing they drafted Charles Cross. I wonder who I was thinking the Texans drafted. I'll have to look that up afterwards. Maybe it was Evan Neal, I don't remember. I'll have to go look at the draft order after this. This is very sad, but yeah, that's really neither here nor there. Russell Wilson, I think, is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I think he's kind of overlooked a lot. I think he's going to have 4 or 5 great years with the Broncos. I think, in my mind, he makes them a Super Bowl contender, certainly playoff contender. But Russell Wilson, he's been proven over and over again. He's an exceptional passer. He can get away from defenders in the pocket. He's so accurate. He can throw deep. There's really not much he lacks. And so Russell Wilson lands at number 2 in my rankings. But, folks, that is about it for now. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is number 1, like I said. Make sure you go down, click that like button, comment. I'm sure this is going to cause some controversy, but comment down below. Let me know what you think. As always, if you did enjoy, please consider subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated. We've hit 250 subscribers, still aiming for 1,000 by the end of the year. Thank you for everyone that has subscribed. Don't forget to click the button. It's right here. As always, I'm the Vikings fan. I'm out of here. See y'all later. Have a great day.